That's a good lead, and we actually have a few veterans here in the crowd, and so we've got one, Steve Gilroy with the Navy, served overseas with 3 tours in Iraq, and he is a member of Iraq Veterans Against the War, and please give him a warm welcome.
Thank you. Excuse me, I'm just getting over a cold. You don't always see veterans speaking out against war. And often when you do, our patriotism, like the patriotism of so many others, is called into question by the establishment and those who wish to see war perpetuated, as we've often, all too often seen in recent years. Excuse me. All too often you see veterans in 2 stereotypes. Either we're brainwashed warmongers always looking for the next fight, or we're props for the latest drive to, quote, support the troops, celebrate our heroes. Or those uniformed mannequins at sporting events that hold up the flag and salute when a celebrity sings the anthem. And sometimes organizations doing this celebrating have even been paid off by the military itself, as the NFL was to the tune of billions some years back. Apparently veterans are only good for supporting war, supporting mindless nationalism and mindless militarism. God forbid we exercise our responsibility as citizens of a free republic to bring our underheard and underappreciated perspective to these debates. There's a writer in this site called Task and Purpose that brought a great term that I would like to use. It's called plastic patriotism. Vets are only good as props for a pet cause of the powerful when it suits them. You see this plastic patriotism at the Trump rallies.
Oh yeah.
All the time. The people wearing the American flag as clothes, and that's against the flag code, by the way. And they thank us for our service and move on with their lives with no actual sense of responsibility. So as I stand here as a proud veteran and former prop myself, let me tell all of you, don't let anyone question your patriotism. It's not theirs to take. It doesn't belong to them. That flag doesn't belong to the warmongers and chicken hawks. It doesn't belong to any politician or government official or political pundit. It doesn't belong to weapons contractors, the foreign policy blob in Washington, D.C. Real patriotism is seeing something wrong with your country and seeking to make things right. It's showing up to events like this one and letting people know loudly if need be then what's happening is wrong, and that we won't stand by while our government commits atrocities and violence in our name. Events like the war in Iraq, which we know has started under false pretenses and bungled by our political leaders, and which I was hoping would be ending when I left there in 2008. Atrocities like what's going on in Yemen, where we backed a starving of an entire populations by so-called allies. Allied for reasons I cannot fathom beyond naked profiteering. I get it if you don't want to think of yourselves as patriots. The plastics have done a great job alienating people from any show of pride in our nation. I look back and see the family separations and all the other atrocities happening now, and I question myself, is this the country that I fought for? And Lord knows there's enough wrong with how things are going to make myself uncomfortable too. I've seen the travel bans, I've seen the family separations. I wondered just, what was it that we fought for? Was this what I signed up to give my life for? What I spent years away from my family and friends for? It breaks my heart. But then I remind myself of the activists that marched for civil rights in the South, and the strides of the LGBTQ+ community in winning more recognition and rights for themselves, and the hard work of folks like yourselves that see the same song and dance toward war in Iran that we saw in Iraq for what it is, and we say we will not do this again. So here we are. We aren't always huge in number, but we are here. This is true patriotism. This is truly supporting the troops. And don't let any plastic patriot or anyone else take that away from you. Remember it. Thank you.